what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, this one I found interesting because of the coincidence between Dan Bell and Hafthor Bjornsson. So as you guys know, Hafthor Bjornsson tore his pec while attempting a third attempt on the bench press at a recent powerlifting meet. Well, the powerlifter Dan Bell, who if you guys haven't been following along, he's the current all-time world record total holder. He's the guy whose record that Hafthor was chasing when Hafthor just got injured about a week ago. So Dan Bell was competing recently, and on his third attempt of the squat, which was a 937-pound, 425-kilo squat, he got stuck in the middle of the lift, and while pushing through, he pretty immediately showed signs of injury. In the caption on his Instagram post, he wrote, "This one hurt. Felt like my left glute was getting torn in half, and then following the leg simply locked up and wouldn't work. It was wild. Woke up Monday on 4/17, unable to feel or move my toes. Absolutely wild that a week after, moving forward with the morphine in 2 different hospitals, finding one of the largest MRI machines in Florida to find out my spine and 6 bulging discs have seen better days. Already in the process of working things out and avoiding surgery at all costs, but gotta be honest, the future's up in the air just one day at a time." Now, despite the fact that Dan Bell's world record total of 2,485 pounds, which he set in 2020, was actually just broken this year by Jesus Oliveras with a 2,540-pound raw total, we were still expecting to see Dan Bell and Hafthor kind of go head-to-head this year, trying to break Jesus's record and see who could come out on top. And it looks like we're not going to be seeing that in the near future from either Hafthor or Dan, considering the fact they were both injured in the last week. And both of them seem to be pretty milestone, potentially career-ending injuries, not just setbacks. So needless to say that April has not been a great month for the sport of powerlifting, but April has been a great month for the sport of strongman. As you guys know, this weekend wrapped up the 2023 World's Strongest Man, and I wanted to wait until the next day to talk about it because typically people don't want the results completely spoiled the day of, because as you guys know, it doesn't air officially on TV right away. So the result of the 2023 World's Strongest Man, I've got to say, wasn't super surprising. Michal Hooper wound up winning his first World's Strongest Man title after winning the Arnold Strongman Classic just a few short months ago. And it really wasn't surprising because pretty much the entire weekend he had a pretty substantial points lead and seemed to be the clear frontrunner for the title. Now, the World's Strongest Man final scores and leaderboard showed Michal Hooper winning with 53.5 points, so 4.5 points ahead of Tom Stoltman, who wound up in second place. Oleksiy Novikov, former World's Strongest Man champion, as well as Tom Stoltman, both ended up on the podium. Oleksiy in third place, Trey Mitchell in fourth place with 39.5 points, Evan Singleton in fifth with 39.5, so kind of a tie there. Pavel Kordiaka in sixth place with 31.5 points. In another big story that was part of this World's Strongest Man, Brian Shaw, who wound up taking a respectable seventh place here. This will be his final World's Strongest Man competition, so it looks like Brian Shaw was unable to attain that long-anticipated 5th World's Strongest Man title that he had been chasing for so long. But this will not be the last time that we see him compete in a strongman competition. Right now, he's still scheduled to compete at his own Shaw Classic, and that is set to be his actual retirement contest, the final time that we ever see him compete in strongman. But this was his final World's Strongest Man competition, ending with a 7th place finish, riding off into the sunset. But congratulations to Michal Hooper with a very impressive victory here, beating 3 former World's Strongest Man winners, Tom Stoltman, Oleksiy, and Brian Shaw. This was no small task for a first-time World's Strongest Man winner to be beating 3 former champions in this lineup. And let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought about the outcome of the 2023 World's Strongest Man. Was this what you expected? Were you expecting to see Michal Hooper win this contest? Or did you have somebody else as your prediction to win? Let me know down below, and were you satisfied with the result? Why or why not? But either way, make sure you like the video before we go any further. Now, next up in the news, the long-anticipated release of the Masters Olympia competitor list. The wait is now over. Tomorrow, Tuesday, March 25th, about 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which is going to be my time, they will be announcing the Masters Olympia selected athletes from all the athletes that applied to compete. So we're going to know tomorrow who we can expect to see on that Masters Olympia stage. After tomorrow, no more speculation, no more wishful thinking. We're going to know exactly who is in that lineup and who's not. So stay tuned to my channel tomorrow, as well as Olympia TV, where you can expect to see that full list released. And apparently Jay Cutler will be a part of that release during that live stream announcement. So we have that to look forward to. Now, next up in the news, more bodybuilding news. Tonio, the Predator Burton, posting some more impressive updates as the Cali Pro gets closer, and he's looking to redeem himself from his Olympia appearance and qualify again for the 2023 Mr. Olympia. Now, he had a pretty successful season last year, winning the Legion Sports Festival to qualify for the Olympia. He's moved up from 212, and we've seen time and time again that these 212 guys have very successful transitions into men's open bodybuilding and continue to do better as they're able to kind of grow into the division. And I think Tonio is one of those guys. I think he's got really fantastic potential, even though, on the Olympia stage, we haven't really quite seen that potential play out yet. But I've seen some people make some comparisons with his physique to Dexter Jackson's. Now, obviously, that's a pretty lofty comparison, but I can see some similarities. And right now, Patrick Moore is a guy that's trying to make a statement as well. He's trying to get back to the Olympia stage. He chose the Cali Pro to be the next show that he's doing after the Arnold Classic, where he unfortunately ended up placing last. So Patrick's looking for redemption. He took all this time off of competing. He's looking to make a statement and get back to the Olympia. And with the Cali Pro coming up, Tonio Burton, I feel, is the main guy standing in his way. Looking at some of these updates, Tonio looks really impressive. He really impressed me at the Legion. I was not expecting him to look as good as he did and win that show against much bigger guys, but he did. And I'm curious to see the Tonio versus Patrick Moore matchup here at the Cali Pro. And there's going to be other guys in that lineup, but right now those are the two that we know for sure are doing it. And I feel that Tonio is going to end up being a bit of a handful for Patrick Moore and whoever else ends up competing at that show. Now, next up in the news, I thought this was a pretty interesting one here. The house of the legendary 8-time Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman, is now listed for sale. The house where Ronnie lived for 26 years for every Olympia title with a price tag of $495,000 in Arlington, Texas. Now, I was actually able to find the exact Zillow page for the listing, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of blank out the address because Ronnie didn't put that in any of his posts. I don't know if they want people knowing the exact address. But you can find it pretty easily just looking at the price tag in the area that Ronnie posted. But a lot of people were asking, is the home gym included in the listing? And it looks like it is. If you go to the actual, if you go to the Zillow listing here and you scroll all the way down, the home gym is pictured in the listing. And there's also, it looks like kind of a recording studio in one of the bedrooms, which is pretty cool. But you can see that the home gym clearly pictured in the listings. I don't think they're taking all that stuff with them. I think the house is being sold as is. With all this stuff included. It looks like it was kind of set up here for the pictures. It was kind of staged for these Zillow shots. So interesting, and it's actually under market value. If you look, it says that the Zestimate here is about $510,000. So it's about $15,000 under that. So if there's a bodybuilding super fan out there that's looking to buy Ronnie Coleman's house, because it was the feature of many of his documentaries, a lot of those old DVDs of Ronnie Coleman and all that stuff feature his house pretty prominently, and all the Olympia titles that he won, he was living here. So it is kind of a historic part of bodybuilding history, especially if that gym is included. And you got 3,000 square feet, a pretty good-sized house overall. Honestly, I think it would be worth buying it just on the merit of the weight room if that weight room is included. I mean, what a piece of bodybuilding history that home gym is of Ronnie Coleman's, that he trained for the Olympia in that home gym. And to have that included, I think, would just be awesome. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Any interest in buying Ronnie Coleman's house? Is that a steal of a deal? It seems like it is to me. Let me know down below. Now, next up in the news, I think Michael Krizo might have revealed his next show where he's going to be attempting to qualify for this year's Mr. Olympia. The only show that I really feel like it could be, according to this story update, he says 8 weeks, where he posts kind of a physique update here, a very brief one. But 8 weeks out from that post, the only international show, or the only show that really fits within that 8 weeks out window, is the June 18th show in Spain, Emilio Martinez's show, the IFBB Pro League M-Pro Classic, which is an Olympia qualifier and has men's open bodybuilding. The only other shows that are around that time frame is the Orlando Pro, but that's not until August 1st, which is obviously more than 8 weeks. Then there's a show one day prior to the Spain show, but that's a Masters 40 and 50, the West Coast Classic, which is here in the States. So I think really the only show that it possibly could be would be this M-Pro Classic in Spain. So that's going to be the next time, I'm pretty sure, that we see Michael Krizo on stage is in Spain in about 8 weeks. And hopefully we see a much better version of him. And we can get to see him take another shot at the Olympia, try to crack that top 10, and maybe he'll find himself more in the conversation than he was at his first Olympia ever in 2022. But as we get into the summer, guys, we're going to see more and more of these guys that we've been waiting to see. We're going to see more competitive shows. We're going to see more big names. We're going to see more guys trying to get to the Olympia. I know things are kind of slow right now in the bodybuilding world. There's going to be a lot of stuff to cover as the summer progresses, and there's going to be a lot of new names added to that Olympia qualified competitor list, and a lot of new rivalries popping up. You can definitely expect to see that as some of these guys are taking qualification spots from other guys for sure. And I think you're going to start seeing that as early as this Cali Pro and New York Pro, which are right around the corner. Especially knowing now that this year guys can't qualify on points, I think you're going to see some of your favorite bodybuilders potentially have their Olympia dreams crushed, at least for 2023, if they don't win some of these shows. So I think that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you did, in fact, enjoy it. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. And as always, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at Nick Strength Power, my Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power, my secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.